Now, now.
My name's Ben Eddings, and you're watching Cast the Bones. I've had to stop and delete and restart this episode a few times, and I'm late because I'm really angry. I'll tell you, I'm pissed off at the way the world is shaping up. I don't live in the United States anymore, but we have a president over there who is just crazy, and crazy in such a sinister way that makes me think it can't be true. It can't be real. I just don't know what to say about it. I work here with nuclear weapons. Get your hands off them. Take your hands off. In this episode, first of all, I want to tell you that I've made some changes to this new and improved Cast the Bones. I bought myself a new iPhone, which is I'm holding in my hand, and I'm filming directly into it. I believe I'm talking into the right spot, which is the camera, which is right here, I believe. And yeah, so this iPhone, it is beautiful. It is the new edition of the iPhone. God may carry you, Steve Jobs. Sorry. On this episode of Cast the Bones, I'm going to be taking a look at Shadespire, which is a game from Games Workshop, and it's fantastic. Let's take a look at that. And also, we're going to be taking a little look at a game called Hanamikoji, I believe, which is about little Japanese geishas. That might sound a little bit strange, but what a great game it is. Some of you might be wondering about the prototype I got sent. I've had a little look at that one, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about what I make of it so far. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that. Maybe people are doing a little bit too much talking. When Games Workshop, the fantastic British company, makes a game, everybody knows about it. They make beautiful miniatures. Their games are works of art. Their games are for real hobbyists, people who want to take time and care over their game pieces. This is serious shit. And their new game, Shadespire, combines everything they're good at with a really modern sensibility, obviously inspired by games like X-Wing a little bit. The game is two-player fundamentally. Each player takes a little warband of miniatures and a handful of cards, and then sets to battle over some objectives. And the game is incredibly short. It's impressive just how short this game is. There are very few turns in the whole game, so everything gets really hot and heavy really quickly. The characters are wonderful. They have their own feel. You get to know them. You get to know the guys in your team. I wouldn't say you get to love them exactly, but maybe you get a little bit of respect for them. You want to make them inspired, and you want to use your cards to the best of your abilities. You see, it's all about these cards. It's all about secretly winning objectives. It's all about upgrading your characters and using action cards at the right time. It's all clutch moments, you know? It's all quick decisions and tactics on the fly. Each team is very different. Each team is so different that you have to know your opponent to do well at this game. It's clearly built for tournament play. But it's just a wonderful piece of work. I can't wait to see where it goes, and I recommend you pick it up. I'm going to be talking about it more. Don't you worry about that. There was a time when people were happy to keep their secrets. There was a time when people didn't have to broadcast their every emotion, their every feeling. There was a time when people would keep their secrets between themselves and the universe. It was a better time, I think.
West Patterson, New Jersey. Hello.
Hello, I'd like to, hi Larry, I want to ask Mr. Trump a question.
In case you
about,
haven't realized,
the Japanese and
the universe we are
business
living in right
of all the
now
real estate in
is a
Hawaii and in
game.
New York. When they come to a point where
It's all
they
one
will be
big
dictating
game,
our policy
and in
or
all
real estate
likelihood,
to move against them,
you're
I think
losing.
it's almost to that point now.
I certainly
There's a
am.
book out, Don, that says that already exists, that Japan...
You know,
is,
when
in a
I was
sense,
playing this
building
prototype that I got sent
both
just
of us.
recently, it really made me think. It really spoke to me about my place in life and about the rough hand that I've been dealt. We live in a universe now where a buffoon, a blundering, blustering buffoon, has become the President of the United States. He has been rewarded for his arrogance. He has been rewarded for how he has played the game. And he surely has played the game well. He's sitting at the table, and he has a smug smile upon his face.
Donald, in a
We live in a world where men treat women as property, as commodities, as trophies. We live in a world where people use social media to boast about how well they're playing the game. Hey, look, I've rolled a 6. Hey, look, I've rolled exploding 6s and my luck keeps coming up. I planned my game well. I did this right. Suddenly the world belongs to game players. Suddenly the world isn't for those with compassion or those who want to share. This is no cooperative game.
The world is a business, Mr. Beale. It has been since man crawled out of the slime.
Maybe we've been too slow to realize
Our children
that whoever the creator
will
is,
live, Mr. Beale,
what he has created here is not some
to see
Eden
that
where people with free will can
perfect world
do what they wish.
in which
He's
there's
created
no
a
war
game,
or famine,
this creator.
oppression,
He's created one
brutality.
long, complex,
One vast and ecumenical whole
beatable game.
for whom all men will work to serve a common profit, in which all men will hold a share of stock, all necessities provided, all anxieties tranquilized, all boredom amused.
The question is, what do we do now? Do we stay at the table and play? Do we stand up and run away? Do we commit an act of great piracy and tear up the rules? What do we do? These are our choices. The Lord of Blank Faces asks us, what do we do? How do we play the game? What do we do? My wife and I went on vacation to Japan years ago. It was always a dream of mine to go to Japan. And we went there, we spent a lot of time, we visited a lot of crazy places. We went to a cat cafe, and seeing my wife interacting with those little cats was a very special experience. It's a memory I hold very dear to my heart. Hanamikoji is a game with a Japanese theme. Let's take a look. I have such an admiration for game designers. I really do. And Hanamikoji is a game that's so simple, it just blows me away every time I play it. You have laid out on the table in front of you these geishas, cards with values on them. And these geishas all like different things. You know, one of them likes a parasol. One of them likes a tea kettle. And your job in the game is just to give them gifts. Give them more gifts than the other player to win their favor. But there's only really 4 actions you can take in the game. That's it, they're laid out in front of you. And these 4 actions, every single decision to take one of these actions is a really, really tight little decision. It's all about timing, a little bit of bluffing, a little bit of deal making. is a very, very clever little game, a very clever system where two players can look each other in the eye and try to just outwit each other. Beautiful game if you have someone to play it with. I think my wife would have loved this one a lot. My wife was very, very smart. She could always outwit me. My wife really anchored me. You should try this one if you have a loved one at home. Listen to me. I encourage you to listen to me and open your mind and be aware of the things that I'm saying. I'm recommending wonderful games for you to play, but I hope you're also getting a little bit more out of our interactions. This is a big, old, lonely house. And it is great to be able to speak to you people out there. I can imagine your faces. I can imagine each and every one of your faces out there. When we talk about prototypes of board games and we talk about early concepts of games, and things can change over time, and when these things, when we play them for the first time, sometimes I guess you think to yourself that maybe the designer has to go back to the drawing board. But sometimes you play something and it touches you on a deeper level, and you think to yourself, man, there's really something here. There really is something here. Yeah, but I won't be challenged on that. And I won't be challenged on it. Because you can fucking say it all you want, because it doesn't